West Ham have a potentially make or break, a do or die game under the lights at the London Stadium against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Friday. Absolutely massive game coming off the heels of our FA Cup exit. And we're going to get into all of that injury news and everything else going on with West Ham. Like, it don't get bigger than this, lads.
No, it's a huge game, mate. Huge game, and I'm looking forward to it. Look, we've sat here for so many weeks, and we've said 22 games to go, 21 games to go, 20 games, 19. Now it's 7 games, mate. This is the final run-in, and this is a massive, as you said, a massive game. It's against, well, look, they're not relegation rivals, really, because they're down already, but 3 points for us puts us on 32 points, puts Tottenham in the relegation zone. Forest play Villa, I think, this weekend, and Leeds are away to United on Monday night. So this is a huge weekend, and we kick off first, so we got the chance to put all the pressure on them boys.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. This is it, you know. And listen, I've been speaking to people over the week about this game, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now, right? We've got to win this game. We've got to. This is a. You don't win this game, I think we're going down. I'm going to be honest with you. We don't win this game, I think we're going down. Because if you don't win these games, you don't deserve to stay in this league. Because they are bottom, and we are at home, and we play first. So, yeah.
The only thing I would say is they're on a good run of form. That's the only thing that worries me. Is they're on a good run of form, and ever since they've I know they're not officially relegated, but they've gone on a good run of form and they've got some good results, and they're playing like a team that their fans wish that they've been playing like all season. So that's the only thing that worries me. And I know that they didn't play last weekend, and we obviously did. But I think that, I know it sounds mad, but I think we'll be more fresher because they've had such a long time off and we've had a game in between. Our players will be, and obviously we've got the players coming back that weren't available in the FA Cup. So it is a game that worries me because I don't think it's going to be as easy as some people think. But as long as we get them 3 points, I don't care. I don't care if we win 1-0 93rd minute. I just want them 3 points.
Yeah, no excuses, you know, and that's the thing. Like, we're going to come up against tough opposition for the rest of the season, really, and we just have to get them points. And this is a marker now. Like, this is a great opportunity, like Nick said, put Spurs in the bottom 3. And we've had chances to do that multiple times, and we have thrown away them chances. So now, this is it. You know, like we're talking about, obviously, the Kudus news, him potentially being out. That would have been big for Sunderland. He's supposed to be back for Sunderland. So look, I'm tired of this. Okay, we lose, but Spurs lose, so it's all right. Like, no. Time to win. Time to get them wins on the board. Get out of this bottom 3.
We've been lucky that we obviously played. We've done well to close the gap, but we've been lucky that when we lose, other teams around us haven't seemed to have pulled away, and we've still kept them around us. So, as I said, mate, a win tomorrow night, it puts the pressure on them so much because they don't, like, Leeds don't play till Monday night. Spurs play Sunday and Forest play Sunday. So it's going to be in their minds. If we win and they get dragged into that bottom 3, it could affect them. You know, it really could. And we need to get out of that bottom 3. I'm bored of being in that fucking bottom 3 now. It's horrible. Get us out. Come on, Nuno.
This is This is the opportunity now. You know, we potentially have a full strength team. Touch wood, like that's what we're going in with. You know, having someone like Somerville back, having our defense back. You know, Kilman not having to start for this one, and I feel a bit sorry for him. But let's be real, we can't have him starting in this game. So we've got a lot to be optimistic about, but we can't take it for granted. Like, we have to that sort of last 10 minutes of the thingy game, the Leeds game, and then into extra time. That's kind of what I want to see for almost 90 minutes, you know.
No, that's what we have to do. We have to go out there and fight tooth and nail. If you want to get out of this now, you can get out of this. But you've got to fight tooth and nail. Every game from now to the end of the season, you've got to go out there and fight tooth and nail. Don't worry about it being Wolves. Don't worry about these teams that, you know, that might be coming up like Arsenal. who you think, oh, maybe we can't get a win. We fight tooth and nail every game. And we've shown over the last couple of months that we can do that. We can fight tooth and nail, but we've also shown that we can slip back into old habits, like the performances at Aston Villa and at Liverpool.
Well, even Leeds in most of that Leeds game.
I'm not going to count Leeds because I thought the team selection was very different. But in terms of like having our whole team, available, the Villa and the Liverpool performances were shocking performances. So we have shown that we can slip back into them old habits, but we can't afford to do that now. We need to go out there and fight tooth and nail, whether it be Wolves, whether it be Arsenal. We've got both of them at home in the next 2 games. So you've got to go out there. Is it the next 2? Maybe 3. But we have to go out there and we have to fight with everything we've got. There is no room for error now. We always said we pinpointed this point of April. You have to be within touching distance of them all now if you want to get out of it. We are in touching distance. Yeah. We're a win away from getting out of it.
Yeah. This month we've got Palace and Everton as well. So
yeah.
They're games that, you look at them games and look, the Arsenal game, we don't know what position they're going to be in. They could have the Premier League title wrapped up by then, or they could be desperate for points. So I'm not worried about that game yet, but it's the teams like Palace, Everton, basically every other game apart from Arsenal is where we should be looking to pick up 3 points because we, on our day we can beat these teams. I'm not saying we're going to win 6 out of the next 7. I mean, I'd love to because that'll push us right up the table. But look, there's going to be ups and downs in these next 7 games. We know that. But if these players just stick together, the fans have stuck together all year, to be fair. Like, we've been backing them. It's been hard at times to watch this team. But what they've shown us from January to now, bar a couple of games, we see that there's fight in that team. So I think we've got enough to get out of this. And I've always thought that we would get out of it. There was a couple of points where I thought, no, we ain't that good. Like when we lost back-to-back games against, it was Wolves and Forest, wasn't it? Or Brentford and Forest. Was it Brentford and Forest? Can't remember. We lost 2 games at home. And that's when I thought, do you know what? We can't get out of this. But no, I think we have. And if Somerville's back, it's going to be a huge boost. If we look at that team sheet tomorrow and we see Somerville in that starting lineup and Mavropanos back and players like that, then I'm confident we're going to get the 3 points tomorrow, and then we can just move up.
Yeah, big chance to bounce back. Someone asked a question: do you start Somerville after coming back from injury? Now, apparently he's trained all this week and last week, right?
Yeah, he's been in full training, isn't he? And I think they had a behind the closed door game. I don't know if he featured in it, but I'm sure he might have got a few minutes in it or something. But look, if he's fit, if his injuries healed, then play him because he's match fit. I know he's been out for a few weeks, but he's going to be fit. Just start him. I'd rather play him for 60, 65 minutes than then take him off because the game can be over by then. So I would start him.
Yeah, I agree. This is too big. This is too big a game to risk messing about. I thought Traore did a really good job against Leeds for the most part, and I'm more comfortable with him maybe coming off the bench. But yeah, Somerville, we have to put out the best possible team we can. Now we've got all our players, but I want to see us play how we were playing when we first got Tatty and Pablo in. That 2 up top, Tatty, Pablo, Somerville, Bowen. That attack, and then you got like Souček, Fernandez. I want to go back to that because Pablo was out. We hadn't had that for a while. What about you guys?
Yeah, no, we could be back to full strength tomorrow. I mean, look, if Somerville's not 100% ready, and then Adama starts, I wouldn't mind that because I thought he actually played really well against Leeds. We all spoke about it, and playing against his former club as well, got something to prove. Want to probably get himself a goal, his first goal in a West Ham shirt. So I won't be against him starting, but I'd love to see Somerville in that starting lineup tomorrow.
Because the thing is, Somerville, I mean, they've both got an element of pace. I think Somerville's quicker, but Somerville is much, much better on the ball, much more skillful, can take a man on, draws fouls like crazy. he gives us so much more than just pace. So it would be a miss. But like you said,
what Adama can't do is finish. And that's what
yeah,
we're looking for.
and
We're looking for someone that can finish. We need
yeah,
goals. Tete and
that's
Pablo
it.
don't provide the goals. Bowen's been well out of the goal loop this year. And the man that gets the goals is Somerville. And that's what we've missed over the last couple of games. There's a couple of games there over the last couple of games. I felt if we'd have had Somerville, we would have gone on to win it. And, it's just a shame. It's just a shame that he's been out. But listen, this is make or break time. He's coming back. Get him in the side. Get him scoring goals again. And let's, as Ian Zat says, let's make West Ham great again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think the players are bought one. I see a bit of the Todibo interview, and he seems to have his head screwed on. He's talking about staying up for all the staff and that around the club. All the people that make their food, the tea lady. All them people. How big it is. So I think they're aware of the importance of it. But on the day, they just need to have it up there. It's all right in interviews and stuff, saying all the right things, but you really got to turn it on under the lights tomorrow night. Listen, Todibo might not say, he might just go straight for Mavropanos and Disasi again. But I think Todibo, yeah, he's been someone I think he's really turned around. So if it's either him or Mavropanos, I'm comfortable.
No, but yeah, I agree. I agree. Both of them have been as good as each other. Disasi's been a revelation. I spoke about this yesterday. I think he's been sort of the catalyst that's sort of made this all possible. But there's still work to do. There's no point in going into it and you get this far and then you fail at the last hurdle. There's work to do. We've got a great chance. We've got a great chance on Friday night. If you want to be playing a club, that's the club you want to be playing. Apart from them, it'd probably be Tottenham at home. That's who you'd want to be playing.
Well, I'd rather play Tottenham at their ground, to be honest with you, than at home.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you could pick two teams, it'd be them two, the bottom of the league or the worst form. So there is no excuses. And as I said before, if we don't win this game, then we don't deserve to get out of it because we fucked it.
I mean, it's on the players, but this is going to be on Nuno, right? This is going to be on Nuno as well to not tinker about, to get the tactics right, to get the game management right. For him, just put out the best team, see how they're doing on the pitch, make the right subs at the right time. I know it's easy for me to say, sitting here fucking talking on YouTube, but I just think it's the team picks itself for the most part. And then with the option, we ain't got many options on the bench. The subs sort of pick themselves.
I mean, we've won our last 5 home games in the Premier League against Wolves, so we've got a good record at home to Wolves. But we haven't beat them in our last 3, but they've all been away from home, So obviously they beat us in the cup this year. They beat us, 3-0 earlier this season in the league. So, but Bowen loves a goal against this team as well. I think he's the team he's scored the most goals against. So, yeah, look, if we can get Bowen backfire in these last 7 games, other players have to step up as well. But yeah, you're right. It's just it's a huge opportunity for us tomorrow night, and if we don't win, then yeah, it's a huge setback. I know there's games to go, but I would look at that. If we don't win tomorrow, then we're most likely going to go down out of the teams in it.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I used the phrase before, kicking the can down, because people will go, "Oh, it's okay, we lost to Wolves because we got Leeds to play, we've got Palace, we can win these, we've got winnable games." Like you got to win the games that are in front of you, and if you can't win them, you can't just take the games down the line as a given. Like if you can't get up for this, then like you say, I honestly will think it's done. It's not mathematically done, and football, you never know. It's a crazy game. However, you won't help but feel like this team, I will lose some faith in this team. I'll lose some belief that they earned from me. They earned a lot of faith and belief, and that
I think the key tomorrow is the manager's decisions. He threw away that cup game because these people have been fit. I'm not having that they wasn't fit. I think these people could have been picked last week. He threw away the cup game. Listen, we nearly scraped through it, but we didn't. We threw away the cup game. Now he's got no excuses. And the problem is with Nuno sometimes is I was talking to Wolfer yesterday. He's a very defensive style manager. He's a very defensive minded manager. He's a bit like Moyes in that way, He's he goes defense first, and he sorted out this defense. But tomorrow we need to go all out. There is no room to sit there and sit back and wait to see what happens. We have got no choice but to go out there and score the goals and get it. Draws ain't good enough. A draw ain't good enough tomorrow. A draw is not good enough because of our goal difference. We've conceded so many goals early on that a draw tomorrow is not good enough. We need to get 3 points every time we play. If we can get 3, we need 3. Draws in the position we're in now. Listen, get out of it, and it's different. It's a different kettle of fish. In the position we're in now, we need to win these games. So I don't want to see it trying to do this 5 at the back or trying to sort of leave out attacking players because he wants to go defensive. No. We've been better, statistically better, when we've gone at teams and attacked teams. And we need to do that. Listen, we've shown we can do it. We've shown it at the likes of Man United when we was exciting. We've shown it at the likes of Fulham when we was exciting. We've shown we can go out there and attack teams. And that's what we need to do. The worry for me is that we go 1-0 up tomorrow and he tries to shut up shop like he did against Forest. We can't do that. We cannot do that. We need to play on the front foot. We need to.
Well, let's hope, because it's been a lot's happened since Forest, and let's hope he has turned a new leaf. Like I said, when we have got what someone mentioned about Paco, we've got him. Shout out to Sushan with a $10 super chat. Hi guys, I'm getting married soon. Y'all have any advice? Cheers from California. We have to win tomorrow. Well, congrats first of all, Sushan. Really, really happy for you. Good luck. I hope you have an amazing day. But next of all, speak to them too. They're the ones to get advice from, not me. I'm not.
Run. No, I'm joking. No, mate. Married life changes you. Married life changes you. So, just enjoy it, and hopefully you have a happy life together.
Any advice, Ryan, for you?
No, yeah, I agree. Don't forget your anniversaries. Don't forget your birthday, and just enjoy life, mate.
Yeah, do lots of things together. That's my advice.
Yeah, good. Best of luck to you. And I there before marriage, you took that too. The divorce. I want your hair. So, Matt says, Lawless, did you say the other night, let's try Bowen and Tatty up front? I'll give it a go. Like if depending on, if we're not starting Pablo and we want to drop Pablo, you could do Traore on the right, Somerville on the left, and Bowie and Tatty up front. I'd be interested to see that. Otherwise, we could just go to Pablo and Tatty up top.
I think that's good for the energy, but we need goals, and I think that would work. Tatty and Bowen. Bowen's having a tough time, and if you could get in Adama, because I thought honestly, I was so impressed with Adama the other night. I've seen from Adama the other day what I've been seeing from him for years and years and years. And the stuff that he's got the potential to do and never seems to fucking do it consistently. If he can do that consistently in the last 7 games, we're going to have a very positive player there. It was positive. He's a player that
just
can get the ball.
One goal. A key goal. A key goal. Not
whatever.
A 1 goal in a 4-game loss. Just give me 1 goal, Adama. Give me 1.
But listen, years ago.
Let's just start with a shot on target first, and then the goal.
Do you know what? Asking for a goal from Adama is, I think, asking a lot, considering we never got a free kick out of bloody James Ward-Prowse in all the years he was here.
I reckon the last time that Wolves beat us was the time when Adama scored that goal.
You mean at our ground?
Yeah.
Apparently, Somerville didn't play in the friendly. Okay, maybe he didn't want to risk it.
I didn't think he would, but I know we had a friendly, but it might have been too much for him. But yeah.
Nicky, who's your choice for keeper tomorrow?
I don't know why she's asked me there.
What's your you're the keeper expert.
Either of them. I wouldn't mind either of them. I might go Areola.
I don't know what state Areola's in, but I mean, it would be a good excuse to just keep Hermansen, where you go, well, look, he took that bit of a knock. But yeah, it's a weird one with keepers, isn't it? You just sort of change it around ahead of a big game, but it is a big game. And Ariola is a great shot stopper. So,
but Manson's really pulled it back since his early form.
Yeah, mate, we was putting him in the same sentence as Roberto.
Yeah.
I think it's because when he first come to the club, he had a shit defence in front of him. I think once we got Disasi in and Mavropanos found form, and we was hard to play against, keepers do perform better. When they've got a defence in front of them that's leaking goals, it's always tough. It's always tough for a goalkeeper. And I'm the same. Look, if Ariola starts tomorrow, I mean, he limped off the other day, so we don't know how bad he's injured. But if he's in goal, I'm not too far. I'm the same. Like, I'm happy with either one of them in goal tomorrow night.
Yeah. You know what? Matt said happy for a young lad. Obviously, he's talking about Herrick. I see some of these Leeds fans, right? I see one of them slating him because he celebrated saving that first penalty, and they were calling him all sorts of names and telling him he was gone too early and all of that stuff. And I think, like, for him, all the pressure that was on his shoulders, all that build up, he's the other players are all sort of egging him on. He gets on that pitch, he doesn't concede a goal, then he saves the first pen. And he's just happy that he saved it. He's not like acting like he's won. And I just think they've got some weird fans, isn't it?
Do you know what, right? They've really fucking shown how much of a load of pricks they really are, them fans. Honestly. And we've got some ourselves. But fuck me, they've really shown. The other day, we was doing a relegation video. And all you're hearing from them is, we're not in a relegation, because we mentioned Leeds. We're not in a relegation battle. We're not in a relegation battle. All right, we'll see at the end of the season, because they are, they've taken that FA Cup game where they played a very, 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 very weak inside, but they've really shown themselves what they are. Enjoy your semi-final, but don't think you're going to come back in May and have it easy. So.
I just think I don't know what you thought. I don't know if you saw it right, but I just thought it's poor from some of them fans.
No, I did see it. I see a few videos. Obviously, there's the other one where you see the Leeds fans standing around Danny Dyer as he's coming out in the car park, and they're calling his wife a slag. I don't get all that. Like, you've just won a cup. You're on your way to Wembley. Like, why would you do things like that? Especially when, I mean, look, they can take the banter. Danny Dyer could take the banter, but when you're calling his fucking wife a slag, and people saying, why ain't he getting out of the car? Why is he going to get out of the car when there's about fucking 100 Leeds fans? No idiot's going to get out of the car, But, with the treatment of the goalkeeper as well, look, he's a kid that's been there since he's 6 years old. He's just been chucked on in an FA Cup quarter final. His first proper shot is a penalty, and he saved it. Of course he's going to fucking celebrate. Why wouldn't he celebrate? The Leeds goalkeeper celebrated when he saved his penalty. What? Because he's got more experience. He's allowed to.
And so they should.
Yeah. In their defense, I did see some comment because I watched the video. I read the comments and then watched the videos. And some comments were saying they were calling Danny Dyer a slag because it's like a thing we say you slag or whatever. But I don't know. I can't speak for their intents, but some people, because that's what Danny Dyer says in some of his films, you slag or whatever. But yeah, if they've called his wife a slag, then they're scumbags.
They are very angry that we injured their players.
So speaking of scum, let's talk about Tottenham a sec. And Kudus.
Fair enough.
So this is obviously it's Tottenham news, but it's obviously everything that happens with the other teams, we're watching out for. We need them to lose. And, I was speaking to some Spurs mates, shout out to Tapping Tobes and that, who was like so excited for him to come back because it's like, oh God, how we were so much better when we had him, and the creativity and the energy and all that. And when he comes back, it's going to be a different story. And having him for Sunderland is going to be huge. He's been training. And Spurs, there was rumours of it, but Tottenham have confirmed that he suffered a setback. He had a significant quad injury against Sunderland in January, and then he returned to training and will have to go require further specialist review and potentially surgery. His season could be done. and hopefully that Spurs done.
Yeah,
You know, they've got some
convenient.
luck.
Convenient.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
what I would say.
all right. Go on. You've got a conspiracy. Nick is the conspiracy theorist
No,
on the
he don't.
channel.
They were all waiting for him to come. They was all sitting there waiting for him to come back. He's going to make the difference. And I said at the time, don't bank on him. Don't bank on him because he don't like this sort of fight. He don't like it, right? And then all of a sudden, he's had this injury. Hasn't failed to mention that it's still hurting him because he's been training for a couple of weeks. Got this setback, and then all of a sudden he's out for the rest of the season. He's been on the phone to his agent. Get me out of this fucking club. This is not what I signed up for. I'm telling you that now. It's just convenient, isn't it? They must have known. They must have known he was close to having an operation before. You know, he cannot have gone since January to April, and this has gone undiagnosed until now. There's no way on earth.
What's this? I haven't had a chance to check out the show from last night yet. What did you call? Did you call Kudus not being available or him still being injured? What did you call?
No, I just didn't fancy it. Don't fancy it.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
You know, don't bank on him when he comes back. You know, I said to him, I know what he's like. He's been on the phone to his agents. Get me out of this club. Get me out of this club, like he was with us. And you know, when he went out in January, they're in the Champions League and mid-table. When he's about to come back, they're in a real relegate. Could be in the bottom three with West Ham putting them in the bottom three, and you know, away to Sunderland and out the Champions League. He's fuck that. You know, Listen, I'm not gonna. I'm no medical expert, but just convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan? Do you think he's injured?
Yeah,
do you think,
I agree, mate. I agree. I think he's already got his eye on, you know, wanting to get out of Spurs. He'll probably be. I know they're saying that he might not make the World Cup. I bet he'll be at that World Cup. Don't worry about that. You know, he's someone that you don't want when you're in a relegation fight. You know, we see that last season. So yeah, look, I can't help but smile here. Because when Tottenham signed him, the amount of abuse we was getting, saying that he's stepped up, you know, gone to a bigger club, Champions League football, blah blah blah, and then he done his interview saying, "Oh, Tottenham's in my heart" and all that. When the doctor was checking his heartbeat, fucking hell, mate, the doctor should have checked his arsehole because he hasn't got one. He ain't got the bottle. So, fucking yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to see all this. This is beautiful to see. It's poetry. I love it.
Do you know what? Like, speaking of the doctors, I think they need to be sacked because even if, say, you think Kudus is fit and he's just trying it on, or you think he's injured, the injuries that they've had over the past 3 years has been horrendous. Like, for a team, that is beyond luck. Where they've started, they've just been unlucky with injuries. Like the past few seasons, it has been crazy the amount of players that they've had out. Right. So for a club to keep employing the same medical team, yes, it's mental from them.
I mean, there's only so much a medical team can do, right? And I would say this: there's only so much they're obviously doing everything that they can, right? It's down to Kudus to tell them, you know, I don't think this is quite going right, you know.
No, but I'm not just talking about Kudus. I'm talking about the injuries they've had.
I mean, you know, sometimes
you can't put it down to luck.
It's not just the way that the medical team work. It's the way you train. It's the way the attitude of the players and all that sort of thing. If you're giving less effort and you're not getting, you know, you're not up to the standards, you're going to get injured. Simple as that.
As old 80s nostalgia says, people blamed Ange, but Ange is getting these players injured with these methods. Then Frank comes in, the antithesis of Ange, and it's the same old thing. Then Tudor comes in, still the same thing.
They've got Kulusevski out for the season. They've got Maddison, looks like he's going to be out for the season with bad injuries, right? The others, I think Davis was as well. Davis got the injury against us, didn't he? But the others, mate, it might just be down to they don't fucking fancy it. Like Paqueta. Just like Paqueta when he done his back against Villa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, when you have them type of players in there, it's like tying a bloody big weight around your ankles, you know, and trying to swim with it, you know, because that's what it was like. We saw as soon as Paqueta went, it was like a dark cloud lifted over the squad. But Spurs have got a load of them in their team at the moment. They've got a load of them dark clouds. And that's the problem, but they can't just fuck him off like we did with Paqueta.
Yeah, it's there's only so much, and obviously they've got to look at their methods and why they're getting the injuries. But to be honest with you, I couldn't think of a fucking better team to get them. To be quite honest with you, but when it comes down to them sort of things, sometimes it's down to the player. Is the player doing everything he can to get back? And sometimes the answer is no, they're not. At the end of the day, right? If he needs an operation, Kudus, as I said, he would have known that something didn't feel right weeks and weeks ago, months ago, right? And he would have been saying, "Look, this don't feel right. This don't feel right." And then,
speaking to your thing, Nick, I'll just add a little bit of you. This is a rumor I saw that apparently they're saying it's his back. Now we all know with back injuries, that's used a lot.
Going to stick.
Yeah, he's on the dole. He's on the what do you call it? The flipping disability or whatever. But when they say, usually footballers, because it's not a thing like you can just
you can't diagnose it.
Yeah, it's Paqueta was using it, wasn't he? He was his back.
Yeah. And then when he got moved to wherever he went, he's jumping around the fucking bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just on Paqueta, there was this question. Well, it's not a question, but it was a statement. But I would pose it as a question to you guys. I'd take Kudus back if Tottenham go down. We need a backup option for a dumb. I don't know if this is a dig at Kudus. Now I'm reading it.
It's definitely a dig.
Yeah, it's a dig. At first, I was like, he's serious, but I wouldn't. On a serious note, I wouldn't take him back.
I would never ever take him back. Never ever. There's only a few amount of players I would have ever. Listen, I'm one of them players that would never say never. I famously would have took the foe back. I said that I would have took the foe back if he'd have at the end of his career. I would have took. I took Joe Cole back. I would have took Payet back. I'd take Rice back. Later on.
But they're difference makers that week in, week out.
Yeah, I think that is the thing. Yeah, Payet done us dirty, and Arnautovic I would have taken back at a point as well. They done us dirty, but they are people that could have made a difference. Listen, Kudus was great.
We did take Joe Cole back, didn't we, towards the end of his career?
Yeah.
Under Big Sam, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. There are players out there that, as long as they leave the right way, you can understand. Like, look, Declan Rice, whatever people think of him. Like, if he come back in a few years' time, I'm sure he would be welcomed back by many. But there would be some people that still wouldn't rate him or still wouldn't like him. Sorry, not rate him, but But then, Payet, for me, I'll put Payet in the same bracket as Kudus. For me, he wanted out the football club. He down tools. I'll never forget that press conference when Bilic looked like he was nearly in tears. So for me personally, I wouldn't have wanted him back. Same with Marko Arnautovic when he done his stupid little video, like he's been held hostage saying I'm back, and then 2 weeks later he's gone. So yeah, when players do it like that, at least look, we don't know what Rice done behind. Obviously, negotiations were happening, but at least Rice played till the end, lifted that trophy, and then went the right way. We got 100 million for him. So
the thing is with Kudus is that's different between him and Arnautovic and Payet. Is he's not worth it. Like, it wouldn't be worth the hassle of getting him back to have a few good performances here and there, and maybe if he's up for it, he turns it on. It's just not worth it. The money he's on, the money it would cost to sign him, we'd probably get him cheaper than we sold him. I just don't think he's worth the hassle.
Yeah, really with Payet, Dimitri Payet is one of the best players I've ever seen play football, not only for West Ham, but just to go to a game and watch someone play. That season, he was one of the best in the world. I'd never knock his ability. Of course I wouldn't. And I'd love for him to have stayed at West Ham a little bit longer. But yeah, I think when players leave and it's a sour taste, you don't want that back at your football club.
It's not. It wasn't just about the move Kudus made, because I said this at the time as well. It was like, West Ham was basically, putting him up for sale and flogging him to everyone and basically taking him around saying, please someone sign him because we need the money. It's what he done after, you know what I mean? Like, as I said before, and I said at the time, it wasn't the fact that he went to Tottenham, because I think I could have, because I knew that West Ham wanted to get rid of him. It's what he said and what he done afterwards. And I think to yourself, like, it weren't our fault. We never, you know what I mean? Like when we talk about his last season and how poor he was in the last season, we didn't stop turning up. He did. You know, we was always there. We was always there singing his name and all that. So to go to Tottenham, who you know have got a massive rivalry. I mean, the fucking geezer was doing kung fu fighting earlier on in the season against him. He started slapping people left, right, and centre. You know, like that Aussie barbecue. You know, when people were just coming up and slapping people. That's what he was doing. Like, so he knew the rivalry and he knew the intensity of the rivalry. And then to do that, he knew what he was doing. And I just think to myself, nah. We shouldn't have dealt with him in the first place, but obviously we're desperate. So, yeah.
Let's we'll get into predictions, right? Let's actually predict all of the relegation things. Oh, shout out to Hawaiian Hammer. He says big up to Bowen, who gave Hereford some money for ground improvements. Yeah, out of his own pocket.
Good.
Shout out to Bowen for that.
Well done.
Class act. That's whatever you say. Like, he's a class act, and that's what makes him a good representation of our club as a captain. But yeah, I think from Leeds, Forest, Spurs, obviously West Ham. We'll get to our one last. Let's predict all the games, right? So let's start Leeds, Man United, or Man United Leeds. We'll work backwards on a Monday night.
3-1 Man United.
3-0 Man United.
4-1 Man United. They've had some horrendous results at Old Trafford. Leeds, their record there, they've took a hell of a beating many times. So that's what I'm going on. Let's go Nottingham Forest at home to Aston Villa.
2-1 Villa.
Do you know what? I'll be honest, I can see Forest winning this game. I'm going to go 2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest. I'm going to go 2-2. I'm saying I think it's going to be a draw. Sunderland at home to Tottenham. Hotspurs. That's.
Do you know what? I'm going to new manager bounce. I'm going to say 1-1 draw.
I'm going to say 2-1 Sunderland.
Yeah, I don't believe in this new manager bounce. And with Spurs, it's like just a new manager fucking drop. So I also believe it's going to be 2-1 Sunderland. That's what I had in my head before Nick said it. So I don't want to just change it for the sake of having something different. I genuinely believe it'll be 2-1.
Hopefully it'll be like 4-0 or something like that, and they absolutely spank them, which would be beautiful to see.
The thing is, as long as we win, even if Spurs draw, they're still in the bottom three. You know, we just have to win. And now the big one: West Ham United at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I really do, and I think. I'm going to stick to what I predicted earlier. I'm going to go 3-1. And I know I said a tight game, but I think it's going to be 2-1, very tight, and then we'll get a late goal or something like that and just seal the deal.
We did that a few times, didn't we, this season under new. What was the game? Was there was it a Palace game? There was a couple of games, wasn't there, at home? We did that where we was winning 2-1 and we got a couple late goals in, or
I reckon 3-1. 3-1.
You're saying 3-1. I'm going to say it will also be 2-1. I think it's going to be tense. I would love it to be comfortable. I would love it to be just, a load of goals early on and then we sit back, maybe they get a goal later. I'd love it to be that, but it's typical, isn't it?
If they're gonna score tomorrow, I want us to be 3-0 up cruising and they score in the 95th minute. With 90 minutes added on, just get a consolation goal. Goal difference don't really matter.
Do you remember when we was caring about clean sheets? It was like, oh fuck, clean sheet. When we're gonna get a clean sheet? We had a clean sheet. Now it's just points.
I think we're past that stage now.
Clean sheets, mate. Yeah, look at our goal difference.
Yeah.
You know what?
Listen, go on.
Did anyone see this news right before we start wrapping up? Did anyone see Fulkrug. The news about
No.
Fulkrug, about the AC Milan president, turned around and went, "There's no fucking chance we're taking him."
Fuck's sake.
£4 million, and he's like, "No fucking chance."
Oh my God. I know, Ryan, I know how you feel about Fulkrug. That probably cements it.
Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I think he started off quite well there, didn't he? Didn't he score after a couple of games? And
That's the only
he
goal he
looked
scored.
all right.
It's the
Yeah,
only one he
but
scored.
I don't know. I just think he needs to maybe move back to Germany or something like that and try to make it out there, because he's not cut up for the Premier League. And no disrespect to the Italian league, but if you can't go out there and make an impact, you just need to go home, because he's been one of the, no, I wouldn't say he's been one of the worst signings I've ever seen at West Ham, but he's not been great. And what really pissed me off with him, and I think why I thought of not fed out with him personally, but it's just when that time last season when he come out and he was mouthing off, and the geezer's been out injured, and yet when he was given a chance, he didn't do anything. So if you're going to mouth off, make sure you back it up, and he didn't. So yeah, it's just another flop signing from Sullivan, isn't it?
Do you know what? There was a time when I thought he was going to do well, and I thought we could have kept him. But
I see him in pre-season, and he looked a lot slimmer.
Sharp,
he scored, didn't he, out there? And I thought, do you know what? Give him a chance, and then just nothing. Like
the one that done me was I was at Bournemouth, and was it? I think it was Bournemouth. It was an away game anyway.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm sure it was Bournemouth.
And he came on, and I swear on my life, the ball come near him, and he was just walking. And I thought to myself, like, something's wrong here. This geezer's either injured. I think he went down injured after that, but he's either injured or he just doesn't fancy it. And as I said before, I can forgive lack of talent. I can't forgive lack of effort. And the way he was walking, it was a fucking disgrace. It was probably one of the most disgraceful things I've ever seen on a football pitch. The way he was strolling around, it was disgusting.
Unfortunately, though, like the chairman saying that means we could be stuck with him. Like it's going to be hard to.
I'd shift. Let him go. If we can find a club that can take him, just let him go.
Yeah, because he's on big money. He's another one on big money.
Yeah, we're probably going to end up paying his wages, half of his wages, for someone to take him now. It's one of them ones.
That's the problem, And even Steidton, I think, said he regrets that signing. Like, I think he said in hindsight,
playing silly buggers over Duran, who would have been no fucking better. It don't look like.
It was a bit of a panic buy.
Yeah, it was just playing silly buggers, just trying to fucking threaten Aston Villa into selling us Duran, and it fucking didn't come off. And it was like when you put too much money in a fruit machine and you press the button by mistake. You know what I mean? Like, I think someone must have sent an offer and it was legally binding, and I thought, fuck, we're stuck with it now. Right. When they accepted it. So weird fucking signing, man. One of the worst signings that we've made for the money we paid. It was, I think that's up there with Haller for the money we paid from what we got returned. I feel like Haller was fucking 100 times the player he was, and I'm not Haller's biggest fan, So
yeah. Well, let's hope we can shift him in the summer, and but before then, let's hope we're a Premier League bloody team by the end of the season, and tomorrow will be the first step into doing that. So let's, I'll be here doing the watch along. These two are going to be at the game. It's going to be it's going to be tense. So I'm looking forward to it, but I know it's just going to be sickening to watch, and it's going to be nervy. But
the longer it goes on 0-0, Wolves are going to have a game plan to turn up tomorrow and just from the start just try to upset us. Get the tackles in, silence the crowd, but I think if we can get an early goal tomorrow, just to settle everyone's nerves in the stands, on the pitch, I think we'll go on and win. I think we'll be all right tomorrow.
Kushti.
Yeah, nice one. Well, there it was, a Thursday night pint. Do you know what? I forgot to even have the bloody the layout out of the Friday night pint layout, but it says Friday anyway, so it would have been wrong. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I've got to use that.
No, well done. You've turned it on for the last 15 seconds. Well done, mate.
There you go. Just so people know it is the show, even though it says Friday, it is Friday Night Pint on a Thursday. I did say we was going to do the draw today. I didn't have enough time. As you can see, I'm not even wearing a shirt. I've only not long got in. So I don't have enough time to put it together. So let's roll it as we've got the game tomorrow. Let's roll it over so it's on a proper next week on a proper Friday Night Pint. But we'll get it.
We do a post-match pint. Unless you want to
post-match.
Unless you want to do it
post-match pints. Yeah, I think we give it one more week because I just think post-match pints probably not the right format. This is a great format for it as we do other stuff. So if everyone's happy with it in the chat and they're not going to revolt, we'll roll it over for the signed Trevor Brookins shirt to next Friday. So do sign up to be a member. You can win the beautiful signed Trevor Brookins shirt. I might as well bloody give it to everyone if you've not seen it.
Why have you got that next to you? Every fucking week you have to get out that chair and go and get it. Why don't you just have it next to you?
Well, because it's tidy up. There you go. You know, there's the signed Trevor Brookins shirt. So, yes, join the memberships. Like I said, the higher the tier, the more. First tier 1, raffle ticket. Second tier 2, top tier 3 entries into the prize draw.
I'll tell you what I'm doing tomorrow. I've got a new job and I'm going to go on a shoot with Tony Pulis. How about that?
Tony Pulis.
Pulis.
God. Yeah, do you know what? It feels like he should have been a West Ham manager at one point. I feel like we had a lot of them sort of managers over the years.
The long throw one's back. He's the one that started the trend, isn't he? So.
Oh yeah. So I hate the long throw. I hate it.
Yeah, but there we go.
Yeah. So there you go. So thank you all for watching. Sign up to that. Thank you to OK Jerseys for sponsoring the video. Go get all your shirts in. Get them Premier League shirts in while we're still a Premier League club. Hopefully we'll be by the end of the season. And I'm excited to see when these New Balance ones come out. We can definitely save a few quid. So 15 quid shirt, 10% discount with Nicky 10. So you get it for $13.50 a shirt. Happy days. Obviously, the more shirts you buy, the bigger the discount comes out. So 10% of flipping 2 shirts is a bigger discount.
I think, to be fair, I think it's gone up a little bit because of the war. The wars took some toll on materials and deliveries. He was telling me so. Like they've had to raise it a little bit, but still worth it.
Well, can't he do the discount code as Trump 15 or something? Because Trump's to blame, so you can get more fucking discount.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's still a hell of a lot cheaper.
It's a hell of a lot cheaper than what you're paying.
Yeah, 100%. Massive.
The England ones, we've got them all. So
yeah, beautiful. So go get those in. Time for the World Cup. Have a brilliant evening, and I will see you back here tomorrow night for the watch along. So join me. It's going to be a big one, right? My nerves are going to be all over the place. I'll tell you that. So I'll see you tomorrow, and then obviously we'll have the fan cams with these lads. So enjoy your Friday Night Pint on a Thursday, and see you tomorrow. One thing left to say. Come on, you irons.
All right, bye.